Okay, chapter 20, New Sonic. Summary. For some reason I read this chapter with this is Halloween in my head. I don't know why, and anyone who asks is dodecahedronal gay. What? It is Halloween basically, a spooky. The fear of having to read this. Author's note, I am so happy because it is now summer now. Woohoo! I am done with school for this year. Oh, well done. How did you get through school? But here I come 8th grade. Also, I will be away on a vacation next week, so I will not be able to write another chapter until after I am back from being on the vacation. Sorry. Oh no. Anyway. Mecha Green Hill Zone. You're gay? Damn. Wait, most of us probably are. Especially if we're reading this. Chapter 20. Wake up, said Sonic to Amy as he kicked her a little on the ground where she was lying. Oh right, last time they were like all shriveled up because they were malnourished. Where she was lying. Well done, Sonic. Don't kick her. Looking like a dead woman. But she was not actually dead. Wake up! Amy opened her eyes and blinked and rubbed her eyes, and then she sat up a little. Sonic, she said in a voice like a person who was living poorly. Is that you? Amy said, so old and dead from being in detention. Old and dead. She's been here 3 days. It looked like she did not eat or drink at all in a week. Yes, it is. Now listen, said Sonic angrily to Amy, who was still on the ground looking up while looking dying. Do you know where I found this? Sonic held out Amy's big gold bracelet from her hand that she was not wearing, so it must have been hers. Oh yeah. Is this really the time, Sonic? Get her some food first. She'll die from arguing. Don't kick her. Yeah, I thought Sonic was supposed to be the coolest. What? Said Amy to Sonic, looking confused and tired. That is mine. Where did you find that? Amy coughed and sounded like diseased African kids. Why do you have to do this, writer? Wow, idiot, I just asked you that, said Sonic to Amy in an angry and annoyed way. You didn't ask her where you found it. Oh, well yes, he did actually. So you are not going to tell me where this bracelet was? I don't know, said Amy to Sonic with a crackly sounding voice. It was up in Cream's vagina, that is where, said Sonic to Amy. Why was your jewellery in another girl's vagina? Screamed Sonic. I, said Amy, trying to say what she wanted to in a response to Sonic. Say you are sorry to me, shouted Sonic to Amy. No, Sonic, said Amy in still a slow dying way like that. Fuck you, if you're not gonna say you're sorry for cheating on me with another girl's vagina, then we are done, shouted Sonic with all of his rage running out of his mouth like a train full of swords. A train full of swords? There could have been anything. As in, it could have been a truck or anything, but I guess a train works. It's fast. Palm Tree Panic, happy music. Ah, finally Sonic is single. We've all got a chance with him now. Thanks to the big celebrational bunny girl. Sonic did not even notice he was crying, which was out of his eyes. As opposed to where? Sonic, don't, said Amy like a weakling. But before she could say the rest of her words, Sonic ran out of the detention room and shut the door behind them so they were still in there, and he did not rescue them. What about Rouge? Rescue her at least. Sonic ran fast as he could to his home, and slammed the door behind him and screamed into his bed and cried and punched things and was just so emotional. Sonic could not take all of this pain from being betrayed by his girlfriend. the person he was one day going to go and get married to and have children with and live in a house with and be with together. Sonic knew it was not fair that this would happen, and that he also had the deadliest disease in the world and would end up dying before everyone else. He cut his wrists a little. Cut my life into pieces. Cut his wrists a little, but did not do it too much because it was dangerous. Why did you do it then? I thought the point of doing it was because it was dangerous. Like they said at the presentation at school. Sonic cried so hard that he fell asleep, and then he woke up a little while later and looked in the mirror at himself. He did not want to see him anymore. Because that was all about him being ruined by other people, even when he was the nicest to everyone. Sonic reached into his drawers and pulled out a black hair dye. Sonic emo phase. Sonic filled up the bathtub with this dye, and it looked like a portal to Evil World, and then took a bath in it. And when he came out, all of his fur was black. There was no blue on him anymore anywhere. He looked like Shadow, but only similar. Sonic looked into the mirror again, now that he was not blue anymore. He did not say anything, but only looked at himself and looked angry, but not at himself, but at everyone else. Hell yeah, Sonic's a lot cooler now. It is a great story. For now, I'm sure we're in for some, well, even better bits actually. You just wait. I don't know, maybe you've read it before, New House. Maybe you're familiar with Sonic High School. It gets really good. Starting with the man in the mirror. Gonna turn into Mighty. Mighty the Hedgehog. Oh yeah, crawling in my... Probably crawling in somewhere else. If this fanfic is anything to go by. Mighty's the original black and red Sonic. Oh. Shadow's a rip-off. First time hearing, oh boy. Prepare thine ears. Then Sonic next jumped out of his bedroom window instead of going around and down and using the front door. It was bad, like something Shadow would do. Sonic ran away to the tattoo store and looked at their tattoos. They were all gay. He did not see one that he wanted. But then he went to the tattoo man and threatened him until he let him into the secret back room of tattoos for free. The secret back room of tattoos? I thought only libraries had those secret rooms. There were a lot of cool bad tattoos back in the back room, like ones with guns and cigarettes, spelt wrong, and motorcycles and middle fingers, and some with also curse words on them. But Sonic knew which one he wanted finally when he saw it. Sonic got "fuck girls" tattooed right across his chest. I thought his fur was black, how are you gonna see it? Because he was sick of being ruined by girls like Amy and Cream, not Tails, who let Amy into her vagina, so it was the fault of her too. Sonic ran back home and waited for the next day, kicking and punching things the whole time, like a badass. Is that all it takes to be a badass? I need to get angry at games and punch my desks more often. It sounds like a suggestion. Oh yeah, it's not anger, it's just advice. Tails is a girl, apparently. I mean, he's voiced by a girl, so I'm half right. It was now the next day of high school. The new black Sonic went to school looking like an angry black man instead of a nice blue man, like he was every other day. This was a new Sonic, and everyone better watch out because he is sick of the world. Shadow was walking in the hallway and he saw Sonic. "Hey Sonic," said Shadow to Sonic, "what is up with your new black fur?" "Don't talk to me," said Sonic in a voice darker than Shadow when he was committing crimes. He sounded so angry. What are you trying to copy off me now?" Shadow laughed and smiled, saying this to Sonic. Sonic gave him one look, and, almost like Almost like being black gave him powers, Sonic punched Shadow right in the mouth, on his face. Where else would the mouth be? And Shadow went flying across the room and hit the wall, and was all bloody. Sonic kept walking like nothing happened at all, but other people were looking, and were now becoming scared of the new Black Sonic. Sonic went to all of his classes but did not talk to anyone. Even Ms. Lesson and other teachers looked afraid of Sonic, because he was now scary. Sonic did do some things, though, like shove a teenage idiot in his locker. Man, I wish people would do that to me. Don't bully me, I'll nothing actually. And then punch a student who had autism for laughing at him. Sonic did not go to lunch though. He just went outside where no one was and masturbated on his penis and thought about his angry feelings, which were like giant bees flying around on fire. Then Tails came outside. Ah good, they're friends now. Their friendship was repaired. Angst energy, yeah. The best energy. Gotta have some good teenage angst. D-Sigs? I don't know what that is. Takeshi isn't ready for this. I don't think any of us are. Spider-Man 3 reference. Oh right, is that the one where... I don't think I watched that one, but I assume that's the one where the clips are from, where he's like strolling down the street being all cool. Tobey Maguire. Sonic punching his fans. What an arsehole. Dick Sigs, oh yes. I'll have a puff of one of those. Made a name for himself on YouTube like 15 years ago. Oh, I don't think I've heard his name. Tails. Sonic, I was looking for you and I found you. Why are you not at lunch? Said Tails to Sonic, who was sitting on a curb thing. Why? Leave me alone, said Sonic to Tails in the angry way like before. Are you mad? Said Tails to Sonic. I said leave me alone, shouted Sonic to Tails, and he threw a rock at him. The rock missed Tails, damn. And Tails went over to Sonic. No, Sonic, you're my best friend, and said Tails to Sonic. Tell me what is wrong, why are you black? Sonic looked mad and frustrated, but let off a little, and opened up to Tails like a book opening. Fine, that bitch Amy, who is not my girlfriend anymore, would not say sorry to me, so I broke up with her, said Sonic to Tails, but Sonic was not looking at Tails, and was looking at the ground. Oh my god, panic, said Tails to Sonic. He was looking at Sonic though. Why panic? No, I am over her. I am different now. I have learned enough. I've learned about the world, and I am not so stupid and happy like I used to be. I am black now, Sonic said to Tails, sounding still angry even though he was talking to Tails. Is talking to Tails supposed to make you happy? Putting shit posting. Far too cool for girls, yeah. He's become the gay that he's feared the whole time.
Yum!
Yum! What's going on with this music? Yeah, yeah, yeah! Oh, okay, said Tails, sounding sad and disappointed. I just wanted to make sure you're okay. Espio was worried about you too. He also said Knuckles might fail out of high school because he is now a baby and is having the hardest time doing his classes as a baby. I brought you a sandwich. Tails gave the sandwich to Sonic and he ate it like a rhino chewing up a bag of humans. What? And when he finished the sandwich, the next period started and Sonic and Tails went to the rest of their classes. Ah yes, that signature way where a rhino chews a bag of humans. That's my favourite way of eating. Sonic then went home at the end of the day and lied down on his bed and looked up. Fuck everyone, said Sonic inside of his head, not saying out loud. Fuck the world. I'm gonna die and no one cares about me. Sonic just lied and thought, and then did a workout to become big and strong. Only one workout. That's all it takes. The bad future version. Palm Tree Panic B-Mix, apparently. I don't know what that means. The cloaca. Oh yes, that must be from Monster Hunter. That's a bad.
Thanks.
Not if you're cool like Sonic.
Fuck the king's god. Fuck the city. Fuck the king.
Whoa, is the king sexy and fuckable? That sounds like that must be Final Fantasy 15, I reckon. Or 16. 16 would have language like that, wouldn't it? But I think Kingsguard was a 15 thing. Wasn't the Final Fantasy 15 movie called Kingsguard or something? Don't know. Oh, Game of Thrones. Oh, never mind then. Oh, basically Final Fantasy 16 then. Thanks, Zach. Pretty much 16, yeah. What a rip-off. Where was I? Yeah. Sonic sat down at the end of it, tired and sweaty. Oh, but now strong. What can I do? Thought Sonic. Wait, Amy and Rouge gets out of detention this time. Tomorrow. Sonic looked at his body in front of him and then said, I'm gonna make that bitch pay. Well, that's a surprisingly and not too uncomfortable chapter, despite the diseased kid's part. Throat misbehaving and being all goopy. Chapter 21, Evil and Bad. Author's note. Wow, I am back. I see that I have earned some haters. How? How could anyone hate you? While I was away, leaving mean reviews. But just so you all know, this story is rated M and is for mature audiences only. Just because you do not get or understand adult material does not mean you should pass judgment on it. So keep on hating on haters, because I am going to finish this story because it is so popular. If you leave nice reviews, thank you. Ah, what a nice guy. It's for adults, alright? Even though it's written by a 13-year-old now, or whatever. Wiggle. Nyanna's has got all the style. Oh, she's in her edgy phase as well. Angsty. Look at the... is that a black outfit or is it purple? I can't tell. It's cool though, either way. Thanks for the dancer. Big dancer. Glue spit. Oh yes. I wish it was goopy because of that. Okay, chapter 21. Sonic woke up out of his bed and onto the floor and was still angry. Now Sonic was Black Sonic and he had a tattoo. Yeah, I know, I read the previous chapter. Sonic got ready for school by putting on scary things like chains and spiky collars. Oh yes. Now we're talking. That made him look bad and went to high school. Sonic went to his classes, but did not do what he was told to do in class. He did not talk to anyone, and instead he went on the computer and looked at videos of cigarettes and knives. There's just videos of those, are there, that you look at? What a good thing to watch. Heading off to bed, okay. For the Sonic nightmares. You haven't even seen the worst of it. But it's probably for the best. But very well. Thanks for hanging out and sleep well. Smell you later. Sonic then arrived near the lunchroom, which is where they were having lunch. Yeah, Sonic's friends. Where they were having lunch. Sonic's friends. Sonic's friends are the lunch. Sonic just looked in from outside while everyone was inside and no one was outside but Sonic. Like an alive snowman that looks in your window on Christmas. Sonic saw Amy and Rouge looking still skinny but now eating food in such a happy way. Sonic could hear them talking. Wow, I'm so glad we are out of detention? Said Amy to Rouge. Yes, thanks to Silver, we have been escaped from detention, said Rouge to Amy. It looked like Silver did the hero thing to do, and saved Amy and Rouge from detention, and now they were out. Sonic was not happy about it though, being black. Haggard bitches, said Sonic to the window next to the door that he was looking through into the lunchroom from outside. Sonic saw Tails and Espio and all of the other people go over to Amy and Rouge, laughing and smiling that he hung out with before. Wait, what? All the other people go over to Amy and Rouge, laughing and smiling that he hung out with before he turned black. And he got mad and sad and left. Oh, okay. Just weirdly worded. Making sure they're having lunch, I guess so. He cares after all. Just making sure all his friends are eating properly. Gets spelled detention twice, wasn't it even 3 times? Yeah, detention, detention, detention. Amazing. He's leveled up after his vacation. Sonic walked by the lunchroom's food area, which was a different room, but attached to the lunchroom, where there was a separate door that could get you into this part, where the food was made. Sonic walked by and looked in, and the lunch lady, oh no, was there giving food to all the teenagers, and she saw Sonic and looked surprised at how he looked, now with black fur and tattoo. But then she got over it and waved and smiled. Sonic looked away and kept walking. And behind him, the lunch lady looked sad and disappointed and worried. She's the only one who truly cares. Sonic left the school completely, which is really bad and will get you in big trouble, and went to the Chinese restaurant. Oh no, is there going to be some racism here? Sonic got some Chinese food and ate it, and with his food came a magical fortune cookie, where there is a piece of paper inside with a magical fortune on it that tells the future. Sonic opened the cookie and ate the cookie, but kept the paper, and it said, "You will not have any friends if you're black." Sonic thought about what it said and wondered what it could mean, and what it could mean for him, because it was so mysterious, always reading these cookies and their messages. I'm surprised we got through that without a mention of, like, Chinese eyes or something, so I think as was mentioned in an earlier chapter. It's always a bit worrying when a character of different, like, nationality shows up in this fanfic. An edgy 13, yeah, nothing should be a surprise here. I'm very beyond being surprised by anything in this. After Sonic went back to school and missed one of his classes, but went to the next one, but on the way into high school, the hall man tried to stop Sonic, but Sonic punched him right in the face so hard that he almost died and got past him. Sonic finished his school day, and then went home and punched things, leaving holes in everything that showed he was stronger than everyone now. Sonic also looked at porn that was not like he usually did, now with things like Africans and dragons. Sonic was becoming so scary. Even though he was very scary now though, as Black Sonic, his balls still were the same and did not get cured. Is he gonna use them to kill everyone? It became night in the world, but Sonic did not go to sleep like a normal person. In fact, when it got really dark out, Sonic got out of his room from the window and left, because Sonic was black now. No one could see him in the dark unless you looked pacifically hard, just for Sonic. But who was going to do that? Sonic left and went to a bad neighborhood and brought drugs, like marijuana, and ate some of them and kept the rest in his pocket. Sonic had really changed now from being the one with the best morals to the ones with the worst. Like a seagull becoming angry because it would not get any breadcrumbs in the parking lot. These are the best parts, all the random analogies. They're my favourite. Finally found out where Africa is. It's in Egypt. which is in Australia. I do remember where Africa is now, and Egypt. I thought Egypt was over in like around the sort of, I guess, I don't know, like the Iranish area or something, but no, it's down in Africa. It is, right? Am I remembering right? And I thought Africa was south of America, but no, it's south of like Portugal and stuff. Somewhere down there, kinda. Gonna use his balls to kill everyone, probably, I hope so. His balls turn people to dust. Egypt is Northeast Africa, yeah. Okay, I did remember. Right then. Instead of breadcrumbs, it was for China crumbs. No, he did get them though. Not now that he's evil though. Not that far, okay. I guess I just thought it was more to the east previously. Couple countries southwest. Ah, the chair stuff. Chair plastic. Go away, stop picking at it then. Sonic moved on from the bad neighborhood to where he wanted to go next, Amy's house. Sonic's brain was now being controlled by drugs. Oh, they're like parasites. And he was becoming even worse than he was than when he was just black. Sonic went to Amy's window and looked into it and saw her sleeping on her bed like a DVD not being used. What? Of all the things. His head filled up with anger, but it was in a way that he actually became kind of happy and angry and laughed, like he wanted to do something bad to her. Sonic looked down at his tattoo that said "fuck girls," and it reminded him of what she had done to him. Sonic was so evil that he punched through the window and ran fast right to Amy's bed, and she started to wake up a little from being in sleep mode. Her eyes were just blinking a little, and she obviously could not see well at all, and especially could not see Sonic because it was dark and he was now black, which was like camouflage. Camouflage. It's like something I would make up. Sonic just grinned at her with an evil look, and just as she started to open her eyes and see his white eyes above her, he punched her right in the face. Amy was now in a lot of pain, and still confused and surprised, and maybe thought she was nightmaring. But no, it was real, and now Black Sonic on drugs was about to beat all of her shit out of her. Oh, not on the bed, don't be Amber Heard. Camouflage, like custard textured. Custard textured. I guess so. It's like splodge. Which is kind of, yeah, custard splodges. Now I want to eat some camouflage. Fuck you, girl, he screamed, but still smiled and punched her more in the face until all of her teeth got knocked out. And she was like a grandma who could only eat pudding and not steak. She could probably eat camouflage at least. Amy was now screaming and crying, but he struck a thing in her mouth, and she couldn't do anything. Oh, he stuck a thing in her mouth. A thing? And she couldn't do anything. He was so mad and under the powers of marijuana. The god. The eldritch god, marijuana. And he looked at her, and she looked so afraid and scared, but he was still smiling and angry. Sonic's black rage was coming out through his fists with violence. Sent me some dragons on Discord. Always sending so many good dergs. Oh, I'll see them later when I'm back on Discord. This took a dark turn, it did. The darkest. It's like he's turned into werehog form. But then, all of a sudden, Amy kicked her foot up and hit Sonic right in the balls. Uh-oh, don't touch them.
Yep.
Thank God, because the blankest were over Amy's foot as she did this, so she did not touch Sonic's ball disease. Oh. It still hurt him very much though, and he fell off her bed and was in pain from being hit in the balls. which is the most powerful spot on a man to do it. What, the most powerful spot on a man so it hurts the hardest, because it is like the information superhighway of your body. Is it? The balls are like the information superhighway of your body. If you say so. Who am I to doubt Dark Fire Dragon, whatever his name was? Sonic hurt so much from this that it was like a hit to his brain, and all of the drugs fell off his brain. Sonic suddenly looked around him and saw he was in Amy's room. He ran over to the bed, kind of knowing what just happened, but wondering if it was a dream, like Amy was thinking, but it was not. But it was not. Sonic was lying over Amy's body, and they were both perfectly still like a couple of candy canes. But one was sitting on an invisible bench over the other. What? An invisible bench? Their eyes were both so big as they looked at each other, both scared and shocked at what it was that was happening. Amy's mouth was all bloody and no teeth was in it, like a hole that went straight to China, but instead it was her boobs and then vagina. Sonic and Amy did not say anything either. Sonic suddenly looked sad and scared and got off her bed and backed away toward the side of the room and ran out of it. Sonic was feeling so many feelings, being scared and sad and shocked and surprised. That is a lot of feelings, and they all start with S. He could feel little baby tears at the sides of his eyes, like Jewish people being thrown up in the air at a bar mitzvah. Huh? And ran as fast as he could straight down the road. He ran out of the town and through the forest like a deer that could use a car. And to the edge of the forest where there was a giant cliff. Sonic ran off the edge of the cliff in order to die. Oh shit, bye Sonic. No more games, I guess. Mouth, vagina, and mouth boobs. I don't want to understand Amy's anatomy. The hentai mouth pussy thing, oh no. Hope not. Bar mitzvah. I didn't even acknowledge that bit, I was too confused by the analogy. It's great. Chapter 22, the saddest day ever. We are gathered here today to put Sonic into the ground, said the funeral man. Sonic died. The other day, a security camera in the woods saw Sonic run off a cliff and he fell all the way down and hit the ground at the bottom next to the river. His body got so messed up, he is dead for sure. Oh, for sure. I'm sure he is. Everyone was at the funeral place, which they decided to put in the garden of the school, so they could bury Sonic at high school, which is where he spent most of his time as a teen. All of Sonic's friends who were there were attending his funeral. Tails was right and front and was crying. And next to him was Amy, who was crying the most, and she was hugging Sonic's mum with her face in her boobs, who was crying too, but not so loud, like a honking horn on a bike, that she was not squeezing too hard. Everyone was so sad because Sonic is now dead. There was also Rouge and Cream, who was wearing a big ring with a really big shiny white Jew in it. They just put people in their jewellery in this world. And they were also crying because they are women and they cannot control their emotions. Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. were there and being held and crying in a baby way. And there was Silver, who was crying a little, and even Espio too was crying a little bit at the funeral where they all were. Ms. Lesson was there and she was crying, which made her look uglier. And the lunch lady was there too, and even though she was very big and strong, she cried too because Sonic is dead. Sonic's Chinese doctor was there too. Also, he did not cry. Well, there we go. He did not cry because his eyes were too small to let them tears out. Charmy and Vector were not at Sonic's funeral because they were dead now. Blaze the cat was not there because no one liked her and no one invited her. I like her. Hedgehog berries. Don't eat Sonic's berries. Sonic gonna come back like Jesus, probably. Big shiny chew. Oh, hola on. Gotta scream and cry quick cause it's all you know. Oh, I guess the writer was right after all. He understands women more than I do. Nobody likes Blaze. No wonder she stopped streaming. Can't believe it. Dark dank fire dragon. Dank matter actually. Wait, what? I don't remember the writer's name. I don't remember what I was saying now either. You're out of here, okay. I'm glad you enjoyed watching. Well, hopefully you did anyway. But yes, have a good rest of the night. And smell you later. Amy looked at Rouge and said to Rouge, "Rouge, where is Shadow? He said he was going to come to Sonic's funeral. He is not here." Amy sounded weird and sad, and she did not have any teeth, so all of her words came out so idiotly. It was like she was a ghost who could not speak a language that humans could understand. She actually did not talk now that she did not teeth. Oh, she usually did not talk now that she did not teeth, because Sonic punched them out of her mouth and into space before he killed himself. I do not know. Is it that he could be late or that he's not here? Oh, it could be late that he's not here? Said Rouge back to Amy in a sad way. They were right, Shadow was not there. Shadow was dark, but even he was not dark enough to not go to Sonic's funeral, so why was it that he was not? Tails, said Amy to Sonic instead of... said to Tails instead of Rouge, who was on the other side of her, more towards the middle of it. Where is Shadow? Shadow is not here. Tails looked really sad and crying some, and everyone thought he is going to kill himself in a few days because he is so sad and his best friend is now his dead friend. I do not know, and it is pissing me off. I should send a robot to kill him, said Tails, sounding mad and sad. Amy made a sad and disappointing face, and said, high school drama is so crazy. Bloody well is. Then the funeral man went back to the front like a standing racehorse going to the front and started talking again. Hello family and friends and teenagers. We are now going to talk about why we love Sonic so much and we miss him. Everyone please come up and say a nice thing about Sonic so we can remember him before we put him down. Wait, he's not dead, you have to put him down still. Also family and friends and teenagers, which are neither of the previous things. They're a separate entity. Tails got up first and went to the spot where he was and said, Sonic was my best friend. He was the coolest and fastest, and he always knew what to do. When we were bored and wanted to have fun, we lived in different houses, but it is like we did not because we saw each other on the bus. I miss Sonic. Tails started to cry more and everyone thought that was sad and Tails went back. Then Amy and Sonic's mum both did not go because they were both crying too much and Amy was embarrassed. Embarrassed actually. Amy was embarrassed of her no teeth at all. Flop. It's like a disembodied penoid having the best time of its life. And I'm happy for it. We're all happy at this funeral. Then got up Rouge, who was holding Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. like a sexy pelican carrying 2 watermelons in its mouth. I am going to miss Sonic so much, said Rouge. He was such a cool and nice guy with the best morals and everyone knew his penis was bigger than everyone else's. That was the important thing. Rouge was so sex thinking, but it was okay because it is all about saying good things about the dead person at a funeral, and everyone nodded anyway because it was. Stretchy cheese boy. I wish to devour. Who is this anyway? I desire. Well, yes I do. like a living cheese string, in sausage form. Knuckles said, "I'm a baby now, but I have always been Sonic's friend, and I miss him and want to thank care of him for taking care of me as a baby and helping me with my schoolwork as a baby now." And then Knuckles Jr. said, "I only knew Sonic for a few weeks, and he is the coolest guy I have ever known. He was so fast and smart and good at everything. I wish he didn't kill himself." Then Espio went and said some more sad things, and so did Cream and Silver and the rest of everyone, like a conga line of being sad. The lunch lady said that she will always miss Sonic and that he was a nice boy and that she wanted to take him and his friends to see Asia. And Sonic's doctor said that it might not be so bad that Sonic died, because now his ball disease has been neutralized. Well, it's not too inaccurate. It's about the nuts after all. Author has got confused, forgot which Knuckles is Knuckles. That's alright, I don't think most of us remember either, only you, Zach. You know all the Sonic stuff. By the time that everyone was done saying things about Sonic, they were all so tired from crying and hungry that they needed to stop and have some food. They had caramel because Sonic really liked it after that time he had it on vacation. And they had soda because it always made them smile. Soda makes bubbles and it is cool, because how do they do it? Soda, how does it work? But still, even after they did all this, Shadow was not here, and some people thought that was rude, and Tails was about ready to find him and cut his homo throat. Bloody hell, Tails. "Shadow is still not here," said Tails, just out loud to everyone and not really anyone. What the heck? "Okay," said the funeral man, "stop eating, we are gonna put Sonic into the ground forever." Everyone started to yelp and cry because that meant Sonic would never come back, because you would get so tired from digging him up that you would quit even if he was alive. Everyone went back to the sitting zone. Oh, the sitting zone, that's my favourite Sonic level. And sat in chairs, and the funeral man and his dead person workers... Wait, are the workers dead people? Picked up the coffin. Wheezing! Like it was only a cotton candy suitcase, and lifted it over the big hole in the ground they made for Sonbic. Oh, Sonic didn't die, they're just burying Sonbic for being a rip-off. "Okay, here he goes," said the funeral man, and they dropped the coffin into the hole and it made a loud sound. It feels like there's more typos after his vacation. Magnets, how do they work? They don't. I love Sonbic. Bic, the Biro company. Brand, I mean, or whatever. Is this Shadow? Yes it is. "No, wait," said a voice from the back, and, would you guess it, it was Shadow, who was now here at the funeral, finally here after it was almost done, and then he said, "I have to say something about my friend before you cover him with the dirt." Shadow walked up to the front and Tails reached out, punched him right in the balls and as he was walking by, and it put Shadow's balls out of business. "Don't be late. Why are you late? That is so mean to Sonic and everyone." "That's alright, Tails. It's Sonbic," said Tails screamingly. Shadow was going backwards in pain because his balls felt like 2 apples getting eaten by birds. "Ow, I'm sorry. Listen, I have a reason, just listen," said Shadow back in pain to Tails. Everyone pretty much agreed with Tails on punching Shadow to show how to respect. But Silver said that he should listen to people before doing something, and the lunch lady said that sometimes you should just be nice instead of being mean to people. But being mean and people will learn the lesson anyway. So even though Tails is the smartest sometimes, he gets a little crazy and other people can teach him things that he did not know, but he is still the smartest. Just these tangents sometimes. Shadow finished being in super ball pain and went to the speaking area and said, "Listen everyone, Sonic, who died, has always been my friend. I may be a dark guy and I may disagree with Sonic sometimes, but he is always my friend, and I miss him so much even though it has only been a few days since he jumped off the big cliff and messed up his body to death. But I have something I think everyone will all like." Shadow took out a bag that looked glowing from it. Uh-oh, rings. And the ball punching. That great event. Ooh.
Live and learn.
Live and learn. He's going to, I think. He's got some rings to revive him. Thanks, Zach. Where was I? Bag. I spent my whole life collecting the Ultra Chaos Emeralds. Oh, okay. And these are them. What they do is grant you one wish. Oh, I forgot about that. Skill. Chekhov's Chaos Emeralds. One wish when you use them, and then you have to go hide them before you die. And after 100 years someone else can find them and use them. Is the Dragon Balls? Well, it is time that they are used once again. Shadow held the bag of them up in the air and said, "Ultra Chaos Emeralds, I call up the gods and use you to bring the powers down and give them to me, to grant my wish I wish." And he did a dramatic stop and everyone looked shocked and amazed and surprised at what he was gonna wish for. What would Shadow wish for? Is it gonna be for a lot of money? Shadow raised his face up. "I wish to bring Sonic back to healthy life." Is it gonna cure his balls? The bag glowed really hard, and everyone was making a big deal and talking and going around. The funeral man and his people got up Sonic's coffin out of the hole and put it back in front of everyone. The funeral man used his tool to open the coffin, and there was Sonic. He talked to him, shook him, and checked for a hard beat. But no, fairy tales are not real, and Sonic was dead. Oh fuck. What a rug pull. What a bait and switch. Live and learn, you gotta punch them balls the right way. Live and learn, you gotta punch them balls the right way. Live and learn. Sonic is Gooth now. 100 years after you die, or 100 years after you bury them. Maybe that's why they didn't work. He got the information wrong. Or 100 years after you use them. It's a mystery. Could wish for eternal life and then not get another wish. Oh yeah. Shit. Hopefully not that one then. Hopefully not the one after you die. Need specifics of Ultra Chaos Emeralds. Maybe they'll be in a game one day so we can get the lore. Maybe they are in a game, I don't know. Gonna head off, okay. Well, enjoy your lunch when the time comes tomorrow. And have a good night, Ketchup. Thanks for hanging out and sleep well. Bye-bye. Wait, is this the last one or is there one more? Oh, there is another one. Wait, what do you mean chapter 23? Right, I did just read 3 of them. Wait, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yum!
Did I majorly naffly? Okay, I might be doing 6 chapters. I was very bad at maths. Chapter 23, what went wrong? Wait. How many chapters was I reading before? 5, 10, 15... 6, 7, 10, 12, 13, 18, 19, 20, 23, 24. Did an extra one last time, yeah. I thought I did an extra one so I would have one less this time. I'm confused. Maybe there's... I don't know, I'm confused. That's alright, we'll finish it either way. Yeah, I think I thought there were... Wait, yeah, there are 25. 6, 7, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Right, so we got 6 left. Okay, it makes sense actually. There are 25. I'm mathing wrong still. Said it would be 7. Yeah, okay. That's fine then. Wow, I feel like such an idiot, said Shadow inside of him to himself, not speaking out loud. I thought I could revive Sonic from being dead, but I could not. Shadow tried using the Ultra Chaos Emeralds to make Sonic become alive for another time, but he definitely did not. Shadow made a big deal out of it, and then everyone yelled at Shadow and throwed their shoes at him for being an ass. What? It's not his fault. Now Sonic is way down in the ground and dead, so he has to keep going and figure out the rest of high school. Wait, what? Shadow has to figure out the rest of high school? Shadow's the main character now. Shadow went home by walking, because taking Omega would have just made it too much longer to get to Sonic's funeral, so he went by walking. Shadow walked home, and now he was there safely, without getting hit by any cars at all. Oh, that's good to know. Shadow went up into his house, and then his bedroom, and it was like... And it was all a black and red place, like a volcano inside. It looked dark and cool, but not scary like a haunted house, which is scary, and it has ghosts. Shadow grabbed his sack and... oh. Is this really the right time, Shadow? And looked at his jewels, and then he put them on the bed. Shadow looked at them, the Ultra Chaos Emeralds. Wow, they are so pretty and big. Are we still talking about your jewels? But why did they not work? Said Shadow. Shadow looked at them more, further, and then he screamed because something was shocking to him. He knew what was wrong with the crystals, and what it was that one of them was missing. It was easy to see now that they were not in his bag, because the one that was missing was the white one, which looks less coloured than the rest of them, because it is not powerful in colour like red, yellow or green. Shit, screamed Shadow at his bed, where the things were. Where's the last crystal? I cannot find it, it's not here, where did it go? Shadow was screaming and going positively nuts about it. Shadow felt like a mother kangaroo who lost her baby after it left her front pocket and left it behind at the jungle, where there were dangerous things that would eat it, because the crystal was so cool looking and big that anyone would take it if they saw it, even though the laws said that if something is there, you have to bring it to the police so that they can take it and show it to everyone to see if it is theirs. And if it is, they can have it without being nervous due to losing it. Shadow was so pissed because this did not happen even though he lost it. I have to find it, screamed Shadow like an opera singer seeing a ghost. I have to find it! This is getting crazy. Hell yeah. My thoughts exactly, but where are the sex scenes? That's what I'm looking forward to now. Shadow quick went to Omega, the name of Shadow's car, and got in it and touched him to make the map appear. Omega, set your trackers to find the last Ultra Chaos Emerald because it is lost. Omega made all kinds of beeping and computer noises, sounding like a bag of technology. Beep beep boop, here it is, said Omega to Shadow, sitting in the driver's seat. And on Omega's map screen came a red dot that said the last Ultra Chaos Emerald was there. It was not in the cityscape like before. Now it was much closer, so Shadow drove so fast. Shadow finished and got to the place where the red dot was beeping about. Wow, is it a house? Said Shadow. Does that mean someone stole the Ultra Chaos Emerald and put it in their house? Is this true? Shadow got out of his car and went to the side of the house. It was only a little dark outside because it was not late enough, or at night, to be the darkest possible. So Shadow went to the window and looked inside. It looked normal, not like a crazy place. Shadow climbed up the side of the house and to a window that looked like it was where the dot was coming from, and Shadow opened the window and broke inside. Oh. Video pause, continue watching, yes. Ow, ass, said Shadow as he got in, hurting his foot a little. Ah! Screamed the person who was there in the room that Shadow broke into. Cream! Screamed Shadow at Cream, who was it. Oh, they were playing it together. Now Cream is it. Breaking and entering. Oh no, Shadow's so bad. And cool. Shadow, what are you doing here? Should you not be making a big fool out of yourself at the circus like you were trying to do at Sonic's funeral? There was so much disrespect coming from you. Cream stomped her feet and made a pissed face at him. No, Cream, you do not see, said Shadow, thinking but like an idiot, so he came out and saying a bunch, sounding not correct. What? What do you want? If it is nothing, please leave my home before I call the police, said Cream to Shadow. I'm here to seduce you. What? Suddenly? Said Shadow, finally deciding upon a thing. Shadow took out his big black cool penis. It was smoking at the end, like he was just finishing getting ready for a big sex opportunity. Oh my god, Shadow, said Cream, looking shocked. What? Shadow felt a little nervous, but he did not let it show on his face or his torrid genitals. Torrid? Torrid. Oh. Definition. Very hot and dry. Can't believe this writer knows a word that I don't. Big sex opportunity. I bet they're gonna do the big sex. Yeah, sexy time, good. No, not good. Scary. I mean, better this than the racism, I guess. Where was I? Yeah. Shadow felt a little nervous. Did not let it show on his face or his torrid genitals. Yes, Cream, I want to pay for all of your children to go to school, but first we have to make some children, and I'm going to do that right in your vagina, okay? Well, at least he's asking. Cream looked a little hesitant at first, but then said, You know, I accept this. I know I am true boyfriend and girlfriend with Tails, but I feel bad for you when he kicked you at the funeral, and I want to make you feel better. Ah, isn't she lovely? Said Cream, putting on a wink with her eyes. Cream took of her clothes, and then fell out 2 boobs and a vagina. The vagina fell out. Wow, you look so sexy, said Shadow, pretending to think she is the hottest. Shadow took his penis and planted it right into her mouth. That's not how you make a baby. First we will do this. Shadow put his penis into Cream's mouth and put it in and out, and tried to see how far he could stick it in. Shadow's penis was so big it looked pregnant. What, it's got a big bulge? How could she possibly resist? Oh, I know. How could anyone resist Shadow in this condition? In this state? Detachable? I hope not. Hi, Ryder. This is not a good time, but good luck. Prepare thine ears. It might be a good time. Depends what you're into. Shadow is currently having sex with Cream. With his pregnant penis. But hello, hope you're well today. And it looked like an anaconda having lunch at Subway. Shadow got so far he almost filled up her lungs, and she was coughing. Ellen was holding onto her vagina for dear life because it was so sexy. Who? Who is Ellen now, suddenly? To her it felt like she was trying to eat too many pixie sticks. To Shadow it was like he was trying to sharpen a pencil. Shadow's penis was really big around, like an air-conditioned vent in just a building. Just a building. It was hard for Cream to get a word in edgewise, but when she did, it was when Shadow took his penis out for only a tiny moment in geologic time, and she screamed, "Shadow, I am drowning in the power of your penis. I am so in love." And then Shadow stuck his ridiculous penis back in her mouth, and she would be like a prisoner with handcuffs on her throat. Okay. If you say so. Ellen the Echidna. Wait, Ellen is here as well? Oh, I guess she was staying over with Cream. Or do they live together or something? I do love some unhinged story time. Well, make the most of it, because I'm never reading a fanfiction again. You embarrass me, said Shadow, smiling. Then Shadow took his penis out and picked Cream up. Let me charge up for a super ejaculation. Can't believe he spelled ejaculation right. Shadow laid Cream down on the ground and then took his penis with him, which was already huge and shaking with sex energy, and found Cream's piggy bank, which was full of coins and dollars and things to save up for money, so she could buy what she wanted when she had enough inside of it. Shadow took it and, using his big muscular penis, smashed a hole right through the piggy bank, so now it was sitting on the top of his penis like a hat. What is happening? Shadow's penis looked like it belonged in a fashion show. Why is he doing this? Ellen the Echidna. It was a joke. I'm confused. Ellen was holding onto her vagina for dear life. Oh wait, oh. There's a joke about Ellen the Echidna. As in, there is no Ellen the Echidna. I'm so confused. Where was I? There. Huh? What are you doing? Yeah, asking the right questions, Cream. Said Cream, who was confused but sounded so happy from doing sex still that she was smiling and laughing. Shadow lifted her head up so she could see her big heavy piggy bank on his penis, but not weighing because his penis was so strong. Oh, he's just showing off. He's just flexing. Great things are happening. This is truly a moment to go down in history. Character he miscalled Ellen. Oh. I'll always be confused. I'm doing this for good, Cream, sorry. Then Shadow swung his penis at her head on the side like a hammer and hit the piggy bank into her head and knocked her unconscious. Cream was now on the floor, not responding to life, and Shadow took the piggy bank off his penis and stuck his penis in her vagina to finish his boner ejaculation. Why did she have to be unconscious for this? Shadow rammed his penis back and forth, and because she was not responding and using her vagina to make his penis feel better, he had to do all the sex, and he stuck his penis so far up that he accidentally bumped her heart with his penis. But she was still okay. Shadow's tumescent? Let me use a different browser just in case this is like tumescent. Ah. Swollen or becoming swollen, oh okay. Where are they getting these words from when they can't spell normal everyday words? Tumescent penis finally exploded into an ejaculation, and 999 screaming ghosts rushed out of his penis like he was opening Panera's box, and flew through her body and out her mouth and escaped into the atmosphere and left stains on the carpet. Okay, now it is time for what I really came for, said Shadow out loud. Why were there... Okay. There were ghosts in his penis. Shadow did not even bother putting his penis back where he found it. And instead went to work looking for the Ultra Chaos Emerald. He looked through all of her things, and even behind pictures and posters. Cream had a lot of posters on her walls of things teenage women liked, such as the famous boy band One Sonic Direction, and famous television shows like Gossip Sonic and Pretty Little Sonic and I Sonic, and famous books like Sonic Twilight and 50 Shades of Sonic. This really is a Sonic world. Shadow looked through all of these things, and even in her lip gloss and purse full of teen girl blood diapers, and could not find it. Then, Panera bread box. Why were there ghosts in the Panera bread box? All the dead Panera bread. And what was it? Then he got to her jewellery cabinet, and found it. And there he saw the big ring with the big jewel that Cream was wearing at Sonic's funeral, and it was actually the Ultra Chaos Emerald. "Yes, I found it. How did this get here?" shouted Shadow, picking up the ring and taking the Ultra Chaos Emerald out of the ring and into his hand. Then when Shadow was standing there, with Cream unconscious on the floor and filled with nudity, and his fat penis hanging down from his body like a dog going down the stairs. What do you mean? And a big shiny crystal in his hand. Tails flew into the window and, thusly, the room. Tails hardly even looked at the situation and said, "It is okay, I know exactly what's going on." Oh, I thought there was a battle coming. Wiggle. It's a different dance. Oh no, she's doing the... yeah, dancing, caramel dancing. Thanks, Zach, for the big meme dance. Confusion continues, not for much longer. It's okay. Chapter 24, Tails' Song, contains a song that's worse than all the sex scenes combined. Worse in what way are we talking? Chapter 24. Tails was sitting in the back of the car, where Amy was sitting in the front seat, where you do not drive it, and Sonic's mum was sitting in the front seat, on the left, where you do drive it. I don't know why that was funny. The car was a SUV. They were all dressed in nice clothes because they were driving back to Sonic's house from Sonic's funeral. Tails looked like a secret agent because he was wearing a suit, but he must have been the saddest secret agent ever. Hey, why is Tails in the car? This is a flashback before he got to Cream's house, I guess. I am so sad, said Amy in a crying way, sounding like the complete collection of teen idiot quotes because she did not have teeth. She was only talking now that there were most people not in the car. I know you are, and so am I. Tails, are you sad? Said Sonic's mum to Tails. Yes, I am sad, said Tails to Sonic's mum in an answer to her question. It is really difficult and sad when somebody dies, especially now that it is Sonic, said Sonic's mum, not crying but sounding really sad. She cried a lot at the funeral, but now she was being more normal and not making a big scene like a hot dog man selling hot dogs at a baseball game. What? Of all the things, the car was on the left, which you were not. That's a good point. Which side of the road do they drive on? What if we're on the same side and I'm about to get run over? What if the narrator is a self-insert of whoever's reading and we're about to get murdered? I know, it's like, I just, said Amy, trying not to cry about how Sonic is dead and she is sad. I just want everything to go away. Amy started to cry again because she is just so emotionally weak, like a goddamn child. I understand that you are sad, Amy, but I have to tell you two something. Please do not kill yourselves, okay? Said Sonic's mum in a very sad and meaning it way. Being a teen is the hardest thing in the world. It is harder than being in a war or in jail. I know it. But do not kill yourself because it will be cooler when you are done being a teen. Tails looked down at the ground of the car and did not know what to say, but he said, "Okay," and said it in a sad and quiet way. What was real was that Tails really did want to kill himself now that Sonic was dead. What was the point of living if you're not gonna do it with your best friend, Sonic? Then they got to Sonic's house, and they went inside, and just after they took off their fancy clothes, then Rouge and Espio came over with Knuckles and Knuckles Jr., who were there. Rouge looked very burlesque, in her tiny... how do you know that word? In her tiny baby dress. Wait, what? Rouge is in a tiny baby dress, with her unlimited boobs. Unlimited boobs, nearly jumping out of her clothing, and Espio looked like a professional movie star on the red carpet because he was wearing a suit. Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. looked like shrunken presidents because they were also wearing suits. "Hello," they all said togetherly. "Wow, hi," said Tails to them. Hard. Wait, what was hard? A lot of things were hard. I forgot which part was hard. Harder. Oh, being a teen is hard? The hardest thing. It's easier than being an adult. Meaning it way. I'm glad this specifies so often which way they're saying things. In an answering the question way. Written by a 13-year-old. I guess, well yeah, the writer would know best what it's like being a teen, I suppose. We're not teens, so we don't get it. Annoying, but not hard. It feels hard at the time, but not once you get through it and realise it's much harder afterwards. Unlimited boobs. Fate, unlimited boob works. Prefer being an adult. I can't believe this, but the responsibilities. "We have to go talk to Sonic's mum to try to cheer her up and to be nice," said Rouge to Espio, and they gave Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. to Tails, who took them into a different room. "I am so sad about Sonic," said Knuckles Jr. "This is really all the worst thing that could have happened." "Yeah, this is the saddest," said Knuckles. "Sonic did not deserve to die. They were all agreeing so much about it." After a while of not talking, Knuckles said, "Hey Tails, the end of school is tomorrow, and I have my last ending test that decides if I move on to the next grade or not. Or if I lose and have to go back to start of high school." Yum! Yum! At least I don't have to feel bad about being unable to read this, because it makes sense. Danke for the wettening. Sonic's mum? Yeah? Does Sonic have a mum actually, ever? In the lore? Freedom from parents, that too. That would be nice. Sonic's mum. Oh, she does have a mum. Bernadette Hedgehog. She's Sonic with a blonde tuft of hair. That's weird. The hair is weird.
They made a vow their mother would be found Sonic underground.
Would be found Sonic underground. Oh wait, is that coming up? It must be. Or else would he be found? Thanks, Zach. There's a dad too. Let's have a look at his dad. Is he wearing glasses? What? Tom Wachowski. No, like his dad in the story. Jules Hedgehog. Hedgehog. What the hell? Why is he a robot? What the heck? Huh? Yep. Yep. Why has he got a horn? What the heck is this? He's also got a big pointy nose. It's like Mega Man armor, especially the boots. Oh no, a Chow, get out of here. Comic lore can fuck off. Everyone who acts like the comics are canon. Are they though? What if they are canon? A protogen? Okay, maybe he's the best character after all. I thought he was weird at first, but when you put it that way... Not by Sega, okay. That's okay then. They're not canon. Not endorsed? How did they not get sued? Yeah, this is the saddest, said Knuckles. Wait, did I just read that? Yeah. Tails looked at Knuckles in a deep way and said, "Wow, that is a lot of pressure. What do you have to do?" Tails was trying to be nice and helping to Knuckles because he was a baby now, but most of the time when people complained about school to Tails, Tails just thought, not saying, Are you the king or queen of idiots?" Because Tails was the smartest and school was all just so easy to him. Even the hardest classes that they made for geniuses. "What I have to do is write a news story about an event thing happening around town. It has to be real." "Or write about Sonic's death," said Knuckles. Knuckles looked like a worrying boy and made a sound that showed he is worried. Knuckles was a baby. just to make sure you remember. There is everything that I can lose on this. Lose to this, he said in a way. Some kind of way. Don't know what way. They talk bad about the cute little child. They're stupid. No, I guess they're alright. At least they don't cry. Well, I guess they probably do, but not as much as some other creatures. Where was I? What was I doing? The music made my brain go weird. Yes. Who's talking? Tails. I will look for a story for you do your new story on, and hopefully you will pass and not have to go all the way back to the beginning of high school, costing you thousands of dollars in lost fees, said Tails to Knuckles seriously. Then Tails asked to both of them, "Hey, can you please both give me all of your baby teeth?" "What?" Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. took out their baby teeth and gave them to Tails. They could just do that, using his technology and tools, and good old-fashioned elbow lubricant. What? But... the only reason you would write that is if you knew elbow grease was a thing, so why did you change it to lubricant? It's another thing that makes me think this is deliberate. Tails glued all of the teeth together to make enough teeth for one normal person mouth, and he went downstairs. He made some dentures for Amy. "Here, Amy, this is for you," said Tails, looking at Amy, who looked like a total dumpster. Ever since Sonic punched all of her teeth out before he killed himself. "You can use these teeth and they will feel just like you never lost your teeth." Amy grabbed them from out of Tails' hand and put them into her mouth, and they fit so perfectly like a Pop-Tart in most toasters. Great sponsored. Mania Act version of this. Well, it sure is a shame this fanfic's almost over, so we don't get to listen to the Mania soundtrack next time. Wait, is this an angry face? Okay, it's just crying face. I was worried Emblem was angry and I was gonna get beaten up. But he's just crying. So instead of being beaten up, I get to be a bully instead. Where was I? There. "Wow, Tails, this feels great. How on earth did you manage to get teeth for me?" said Amy, now sounding like she was no longer a teen loser. Amy hugged Tails. "No need to worry, you can just thank the modern efforts of science." Tails cheered and danced a little, and Amy thanked pharmaceutical companies. Why? Tails is the one who did it. And then Tails went back over to where Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. were. Does that mean they can't talk now because they haven't got teeth? Then Tails went to Knuckles Jr., who was also there, and started to do a conversation with them. "Hey Knuckles Jr., how are you?" said Tails to Knuckles Jr. "Good," said said Knuckles Jr., but sad, of course. I did not see this coming at all. Knuckles Jr. hugged his legs to his body like an imaginary tree that could bring its roots up and use them as legs. Oh, sure. Yeah, what is your deal? Are you really psychic? Because you are just a baby, said Tails in a curious way. I find I seem to be able to see the future sometimes, but I cannot always control it. As you said, I am just a baby, but when I get older, I can probably use my powers to win the lottery and become the CEO of Progressive Car Insurance, said Knuckles Jr. Knuckles Jr. was saying this to Tails. Well, he's got his life planned out. For now, at least. Oh shit, is that the knife? Oh no, emblem on his knives. Well, it's a scalpel, I guess, but it counts as a knife, probably. Uh-oh. I'm not gonna sleep well tonight. There's gonna be a bird looking in through my window. Sponsored by Progressive. Is that an actual... I was gonna Google to see if Progressive Car Insurance is an actual company, but it probably is. Yeah. Good, said Knuckles Jr., but sad. Oh wait, I read that bit in a curious way. Where was I? There. Okay, said Tails. Tails also thought inside his hugest brain that now he did not want to kill himself anymore. He was still sad, but talking to babies made him realise that there is a lot more to come in life and good things, and if Sonic is dead, it is not the end of the world, but only the end of Sonic, which is sad. Tails went... what's coming up? Oh no, is this the song? Tails went downstairs into Sonic's garage by himself and found Sonic's electrical guitar and had it. Sonic used to play songs on this, said Tails to the ears of the world. To the ears of the world? Thinking about when Sonic played cool rock and roll songs. Tails put the guitar onto his body and held it and thought for a minute and then began to play a song. He played a sad song that was not mad or happy sounding, but it was not a slow song, it was a medium song that did not go too fast so you would dance or too slow so you would fall to sleep. Then Tails closed his eyes and just knew the words that he wanted to sing as he felt them, and he sang them out loud while playing this song that he just made up. And the words to the song he just made up went... oh my god, it's long. Being a teen is so hard. You have to learn how to drive a car. And if you hit anything, it is you to jail they will bring. You also have to go to school. It is definitely not for fools. And everything is even harder because my best friend died. Oh wow, my best friend died. I just want to hide. High school drama is so hard to be a part of. It has crazy things like friendship and love. I was going to try and sing this, but I don't want to do that. Let's just pretend it's a poem instead. It is the worst. It makes me want to burst. You have to get a date to, or everyone will laugh. And in a lake they would push you off a raft. Girls wear makeup and guys get tattoos. And there are so many possible drugs to do. There are also bullies around. And sports with balls that are round. And everything is even harder because my best friend died. Oh wow, my best friend died. I just want to hide. High school drama is so hard to be a part of. It has crazy things like friendship and love. It is the worst and makes me want to burst. I'm doing a middle finger at God, but God is not real and the world is odd. I am crying so much that my tears could make a cave. Where you cannot be scared, you just must be brave. I'm tired of teens going on diets, what? And being mad and starting riots. And everything is harder because my best friend died, oh wow, my best friend died. I just want to hide. High school drama is so hard to be a part of. It has crazy things like friendship and love. It is the worst. It makes me want to burst. Oh wow, my best friend died. I just want to hide. High school drama is so hard to be a part of. It has crazy things like friendship and love. It is the worst. It makes me want to burst. Amazing. Woo! Israel. Let's see, is it any good? Progressive car insurance. An insurance company you can rely on. It does look pretty good. Look at these icons. They've got a good graphics designer here. Over $800 million. Okay, I want to work there too. I'm going to be rich. Should so sing Weight of the World. Wait, Weight of the World? As in from Near Automata? That's the only Weight of the World I know. But with Kobold in the lyrics. Weight of the World lyrics. From Near. It was a good song. Where would I put Kobold? I feel like I'm losing Kobold. I don't even remember how most of it goes. I just remember this bit. 'Cause we're gonna shout it loud. Even if our kobolds seem meaningless. It's like I'm carrying the weight of a kobold. It's a good song though. Hello, thank you for the follow, new house. Hope you enjoy your stay. Oh, I hope you brought some snacks to this chaotic doom party. Oh, it's not a doom party anymore. What is that dancing? It's a potato. Oh, it's a hyena. Rudy Yeen. What's he got on his head? It says something. Does that say bonk? I'm glad my voice is worth dancing to. Even if it's cringe. Okay, Tails' singing sounded like a beautiful butterfly telling its life story to a little boy who fell asleep on a bench in the park without losing his money to a common thief. Very, very oddly specific. But I guess that's just how powerful Tails' song was. Tails finished singing his song and he saw all of the tears that were now at the bottom of his feet on the ground in a pool so big that he could invite a cruise ship to do its first cruise in the pool. But then all of a sudden Tails turned and saw Knuckles Jr. at the door to the garage. "That was really sad to hear," said Knuckles Jr. "But it is a healthy way to get rid of your emotions instead of killing yourself." Then Knuckles Jr. walked forward into the room and tripped in a way that the door behind him closed and was now locked, and they were in the room so they were locked in there. "Oops," said Knuckles like an idiot baby. "Oh no," screamed Tails out loud. "If only we had a lockpick," said Nails. Nails? "If only we had a lockpick," said Knuckles Jr. then. Then all of a sudden everything came to Tails and he realised what just happened over the past events. "That is it! That is it! Using this information and my big intelligence, I know what is happening!" shouted Tails. Tails got so excited that he spun his flying tails so hard that he went right through the locked door. So it was open now and went out of Sonic's house and went directly to Cream's house without even celebrating at an ice cream place first. Okay, I guess this was explaining how things got to where we are now. Is this the last chapter? Yes, the last chapter! Oh! Here comes the conclusion. Damn, Sonic's gonna come back to life probably. Bad ending. No, it didn't. Wait, what didn't what? No, my singing didn't suck. Oh, what is this? Boss music. Why is there someone talking in the music? And what are they even saying? Right, here we go. Chapter 25. Summer. Finally, fully imported. Also contains a sex scene you wish was child porn, so the feds will arrest you and take you away from it. Oh. Well, it couldn't end any other way, could it? I don't know. I'm just not going to ask. I'm going to hope for the best. Okay. Okay. Now I'm here in Cream's room and here you are, Shadow, said Tails to Shadow, who were both standing there. Do not be alarmed. What? I do not know what to say, said Shadow to Tails with a big worried face, like a coconut. A coconut nut is a big nut. Like a coconut with those three holes like a bowling ball. No, it is okay. You are doing exactly what I knew you would be doing, and I understand why, said Tails in a cool and not angry way to Shadow, responding. You are here to get what Cream has, and that is the last Ultra Chaos Emerald, which is what is in your hand. Tails, being smart, was right. Shadow was holding the last Ultra Chaos Emerald, and it was in Cream's room, in a ring. Oh, shouted Shadow, usually I'm the one with the brain behind doing a crime, but please explain to me how you know all this. Oh yeah. Epic music. Yikes indeed. Hopefully it's not too awkward. We got this far, you can't get me banned now. Well, said Tails loudly, like a rock star. It all started when Amy and Rouge got kicked away in the Detenian zone. Tails then sat on the windowsill and explained the whole thing. That was how Amy's bracelet ended up in Cream's vagina, and why Cream has the last Ultra Chaos Emerald, and why Sonic did not come back to life when Shadow tried to use them. Amy and Rouge were in the Tetnion, and Cream wanted to help them before they turned into starving women whose reproduction systems died because they did not have enough nutrition to create a child ever again. Oh, is that all that happens when you starve? So Cream decided to be a good friend, like I have always been to Sonic, and she went and broke into your, Shadow's, room and steal a lockpick. She knew you would have a lockpick, because you are always saying about how you do crimes in the crime environs. So Cream went and broke into your room and stole a lockpick, but when she was there she also saw the Ultra Chaos Emeralds, and took the white one because it looked like riches. Wow, she is a stealing bitch, screamed Shadow to Tails' listening body. His whole body is listening. What is wrong with this succubus? Shadow stomped his feet and bothered to pull his penis back now that it was small, and listening to Tails talk and not have pretend crime rescue sex with Cream. Just wait and listen, FAG Nips, said Tails to Shadow. Nips. Like, still a little mad at Shadow for being the asshole of Sonic's funeral, but mostly forgiving him now for doing this. Then what happened was Cream, as a halls monitor, was able to go into the detention room because she had the power as an inside agent. She had put the lockpick way up in her vagina as a hiding spot. Oh, clever. Because who's gonna look there, even if a burglar comes to take her carried goods? She went over to Amy, in a sneaking way, and moving her mouth without saying words, but not making sound, but still making it look like she was talking, and not saying them in her head either, because she was still doing it with her mouth so you could see, told Amy to reach up into her vagina. That was a strange sentence, but okay. There's no end of speech mark. That's alright, though, we're still talking here. Cream's vagina was so small and junior at the time because she was not in love. So when Amy stuck her hand up in Cream's vagina, her bracelet got stuck in there, and it stayed up there, and she could not even get the lockpick anyway because Cream's vagina was basically like a pencil case full of peanut butter. What? It was too hard and small to get up, but it was good at holding things like Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man? So Amy's bracelet was in there, and Cream had to leave before she became the biggest suspect ever. And Amy did not notice her bracelet was gone, because she was so hungry and needing soda, and she put a new one on when she got home anyway, so it was like she did not notice. This sure is an explanation. And then when Sonic died, Cream was wearing the last Ultra Chaos Emerald, so it did not work because the jewels have to be touching for a man to get off a wish. Yeah. I mean, I guess he's good at holding on to things with his sticky fingers. That's alright. Where did anything come from in this? In fact, if anything, that's one of the more sense-making comparisons. Wow, it makes so much sense and it is so obvious, said Shadow to Tails, with a big eye face. Big eye! I can't believe I did not think of that first. Maybe I am so dark that it is hard to see sometimes. Haha. Shadow laughed, and blackbirds flew above outside like planes running up high with invisible legs. What? You mean invisible legs? Yeah, but now we have to use them. We have to bring Sonic back to life. Tails creamed at Shadow. Oh. Who's the gay one here, Tails? But first we should get Amy, because she is Sonic's girlfriend, and she should be there if we are going to bring him back from hell, shouted Shadow in an idea way. Tails and Shadow held hands and ran out the window, and then Tails flew them with his flying tails to Sonic's house, where everyone was. Tails and Shadow got there and slammed the door open like a football team, making a slammer's noise. Then they went and found Sonic's mum, who said Amy was in the other room, and Tails and Shadow went to the other room and opened the door too. Amy was inside the room. It's just like a constant flow of words that I don't really know what's going on, but it just keeps spilling out. Amy was inside the room watching Rouge refill Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. using her whopping boobs. Whopping sounds smaller than unlimited. Whop your wad. Rouge was wearing a itty bitty tiny baby bra that was so small, like she got it from Jimboree, and her boobs were so super big, like a couple of planets that were pretty much breaking the bra apart because they were so big. It is a rumour about the town that you can see Rouge's boobs from space. See boob burger stuff. Boob burger stuff. That sounds tasty. If only they had those at McDonald's. Rouge, your boobies are out again. What are you doing? Said Tails to Rouge, and then Rouge and Amy looked at him. Tails, I am feeding Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. from my boobs. It is natural and healthy to do this, said Rouge. Rouge's boobs are so big. I think we've covered how big her boobs are. Rouge's boobs are so big that it was like Tails and Shadow could not almost fit into the room with her. They were all watching the video of Knuckles and Knuckles Jr., the baby, kissing that Sonic had made of them to inspire his kissing powers, because watching it made Rouge make more boob food. Is that how that works? And some serious boobage. Macro boobs. One boob burger. Can you order one for me as well while you're at it? Might even have two. I'd rather have a butt burger though. And I'm watching, so I know how to do it one day, said Amy, who still looked a little sad because Sonic died, but smiling. Shibidoo! What is this nonsense? Cosmic Eternity, believe in yourself. Oh no, this is the last track. You gotta do something. Cool, said Tails. Can I try? Tails and Shadow went over to Rouge's boobs, but by the time they got there, this happened. "Oh no! Oh no, they are empty, sorry," said Rouge to Tails and Shadow. "It is supposed to be for babies most of the time anyway, or if you're in love." "Oh man," yelled Shadow to the clouds. "Next time," said Tails, winking at Rouge and her illegally sized boobs. Anyway, we are going to go bring Sonic back to life. Come on." "What? No, not again, you beguilers." Amy screamed and almost punched one of them in the face for doing another disrespect to Sonic's dead version. Dead version. Put Mania OST. Metallic Madness. Shall do. OST. There's a plus OST as well. Oh wait. I thought that had 10 tracks, but no, it had 78 or something. Metallic Madness Zone. Well, this song's almost over anyway, I'm just gonna start this one and... this better be good. Oh yeah! Yeah, shake it. Papolis. Papolis? Papless. "Listen, women of the night, or woman of the night," said Shadow in a disrespecting way. "We are for real this time. Something was messed up and it was all Cream's fault. Or maybe even yours if you go back far enough in the way everything happened in the world. Let's go." "I don't know," said Rouge. You were a idiot ass last time at the funerella." Funerella. "No, listen to them," said Knuckles Jr. to Rouge, who was cool, not a nerd. "Go." "God, that baby is a genius," said Shadow, knowing that he was right and that they should go with them. Tails was the smartest. "Okay," said Amy, and they all put their things into bags and left. Knuckles, who was now a baby, he wasn't before, made sure to put his camera with him close. Then they told everyone else in the house who was there from the funeral, which was all of the important people that you know, and they ran faster than a boulder to high school, where Sonic's funeral was and where he was put in the ground now, but not covered up yet because they did not get to start because the funeral was only a few hours ago, and they did not have to do it right away because it was the safest neighborhood or neighborhood. But not like the city where Sonic's body would get stolen and sold for drugs and motorcycles. Yep. Yeah. The final gulp for the final stretch. Everyone ran just so fast to the funeral spot at the high school, and when they got there was Sonic's coffin in the hole. "Here we are, at the funeral spot now," said Tails to everyone, of course. "We gotta get it out, but how?" "I don't know, lift it," screamed Amy, and started to cry like a girl tea kettle. "God damn it, Amy," said Tails in a mad serious voice. "Stop acting like a children." Tails thought Amy was being the Kraken of drama, just because Sonic was dead. "What we need to do is figure out, using our brains, how to get Sonic out of this hole." Tails rubbed his chin with his smart hands and tried to get his genius brain running like the engine of 10 red cars, red ones specifically, commonly known as the most powerful cars. Oh no. "Excuse me, let me get through please," said a big R-worded voice from the back of the group of people standing around Sonic's hole. "Oh, the lunch lady," shouted Tails in a happy way. "Hello, children," said the lunch lady, who was also at Sonic's funeral and Sonic's house after the funeral. The lunch lady was very big and tall and went in Sonic's hole, and tossed the coffin right out onto the ground next to it. "There you go," said the lunch lady with a face full of smiles. She was deaf too. "Cool," said Tails. "Thanks. Shadow, where are you?" Shadow came in from the backer area, where the Kickstarters hang out, where it was dark under a tree because Shadow was the darkest person everyone knew. "Here I am, Tails, and here are my jewels. This is not the time, Shadow," said Shadow as he grabbed his sack. "Ready?" "Here goes nothing," yelled Tails like a gay little boy. Don't you just hate when people say that? Maybe? Shadow grabbed his jewels and made sure all seven of them were there, and they were there. He was so nervous because if this did not work, they would surely put him under a citizen's arrest for being a public ass. If he did not do this right, he would die, and Tails would too now because he was doing it with him, and they would throw rocks at them. "Using these Ultra Chaos Emeralds," said Shadow, "I wish up out the gods to grant my wish, that you can bring back Sonic back up to normal healthy life here." The bag glowed a whole lot and made screamy noises, and a big stick of light came down from the sky and hit the bag, and all of the Ultra Chaos Emeralds started to go crazy. They were making sounds like frogs and trains and horses and hitting into each other and shooting out lights and being basically the circus. Shadow and Tails were squinty with their eyes like the Chinese doctor who touched Sonic's balls. Hopefully he had gloves on so he didn't turn to dust. The hedgehog goes into the square hole, where he belongs. No one's gonna cry about that, I reckon. "Wow!" screamed Amy. "Oh my god!" screamed Rouge. "Cool!" screamed Espio. "What?" screamed Knuckles. "A miracle!" screamed Knuckles Jr. Just then, Cream got there from being unconscious at her house and screamed, "No way!" "Whoa!" screamed Silver. "Oh wow, very impressive," said Sonic's really Chinese daughter in a less loud way, and the lunch lady said something too, and so did Sonic's mum and Miss Lesson. Then everything in the world just became super bright, and no one could see a thing for a moment, and they could not hear. They could not hear, they noticed either, because there was a ringing sound in their ears. It was so crazy, like being inside a marshmallow, filled with ringing sounds. Can't work out boobs from the side. Oh, you try and draw them. Revealed yourself to be author. What if you were the author all along? You tricked me into reading your finest work. Drawing a sprite, okay. Or you just make a blob. Depends how big the sprite is, I guess. Where was I? Yeah, the marshmallow filled with ringing sounds for some reason. Then everyone peeked out behind their hands at where they were looking, and all the Ultra Chaos Emeralds were gone, and Sonic's coffin was open, and look, there was Sonic! Sonic was standing on his coffin, where he was inside, and he was on top of it. Smiling and not black anymore, but regular old blue Sonic. Yes, it really happened. "Hey guys, what did I miss?" shouted Sonic in his regular old cool way. "Sonic!" screamed everyone at the same time because they were all there and heard and saw him together, so it is just natural. They all ran at him, and he went down from the coffin, and everyone was hugging, and it was so beautiful to see. "I heard Eggman was laughing at my funeral. What an ass, he wasn't there," said Sonic and laughed because he was the most living person ever now. "Wow, Sonic, you are alive," said Tails to Sonic. You bet, said Sonic, and high-fived him, which is already after they hugged because they are best friends, but Sonic hugged everyone else too. 32 by 32, using the save icon from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Oh, yeah, that always makes it easier. That's what I did for most Virus Bloke 2 characters. Drew over a base of another sprite. Sonic died so fast, he's still alive. Died so fast that it skipped the whole dying part, so he didn't actually end up dying. And just... Now I've just confused myself, and you've confused myself, and I heard it, and I saw it, and got very confused, like, with a big eye face. Just got them next to it as a reference. Oh, okay, that works too. But yeah, sometimes it can be hard to work in such a small space as well, trying to get in all the details. Where was I?
Wow, Sonic, you are really the fastest, said Knuckles Jr. You came back to life in 2 days.
You beat the world record for fastest coming back to life. Because it took Jesus 3 days. Knuckles Jr. was right. Sonic was the fastest, and it is now proved completely. Sonic, I miss you, I forgive you, shouted Amy, crying and happy. Amy cried so much, she was such a loser about emotions. Amy, I was thinking a lot about you when I was dead. Said Sonic, before typical gay girl Amy cut him off in a rude way. It doesn't matter, Sonic, I want to become the true boyfriend and girlfriend with you now, screamed Amy and did holding on Sonic's hands. Sonic looked surprised. Now? Right now? Said Sonic with a question voice. Yeah, right now, yelled Amy. Let them watch, this is true love. Then Amy, here we go. Then Amy leaped out of her clothing, except her underwears, like a horse jumping out of a plane, and landed in front of Sonic's body, ready for his grand genitals. And Sonic already had all of his clothes off by the time she started to jump because he was the fastest. Are his balls better? Hopefully. Uh-oh. Yeah, sex! Shouted Sonic, and he finally revealed his penis. His penis instantly grew to dangerous levels. He swinged it around, and everyone had to duck or jump over it. Sonic's penis was just the biggest penis anyone ever saw. It was like he had the World Trade Center sitting on his balls. His balls were super big too, like beanbag chairs full of olives. Yes, my measurements were correct, said Sonic's... Oh wait. Yes, my measurements were correct, said Sonic's Ultra Chinese doctor. His penis and balls are definitely the biggest available. Amy was so filled. Oh, are they available? Oh, that's good to know. So if anyone else wants some... Dangerous levels. I feel like paratrooper horses would break their legs, yeah. I was thinking that, but didn't want to go too much into it because it's about as weird as every other analogy in here. That's okay though, they can just use the Ultra Chaos Emeralds to fix the legs. Amy was so filled with sex and arousing that her boobs were rock hard. That's not how that works. She opened up her legs and she was still wearing a panty, but her vagina was really hard too, like a trapdoor to the love basement. Sonic did not care, and he shot his incredible penis into her vagina, through her girl clothing, and she felt his love immediately. His penis was ice cold, and it was so big that it made it up to her body. It made it up her body, and into her mouth, and she could taste it, and it tasted like money and ice cream. Well, at least we know the writer doesn't know what it tastes like. I would hope not at that age, now that I think about it. Dude, why is it cold? I love you, screamed Sonic, ramming his penis in and out of her body like a drain cleaner. I love you too, screamed Amy, trying to make words while Sonic's penis rearranged her internal, I wish it did say eternal, her internal organs. Sonic took his penis out and beat her boobies back and forth with it, and she loved it. Sonic's penis was so strong that it made her roll back and forth, and by now, she was so in love that her vagina was shooting whipped cream. Yum. Put on some golden ring donuts. Credit paper or coins? Credit, I reckon. The non-existent kind. As in the kind that doesn't have a physical form. Unless it does. Vagina whipped cream. Wait, did that happen earlier? I don't remember whipped cream. I just remember Italian sauce, or whatever. But that was something else. Wait for me, shouted Sonic, laughing like a millionaire. Sonic did legendary sex moves to Amy, like picking her up with his penis and doing tricks, and brushing her teeth with his penis, and letting her walk on it like a tightrope walker, but with his penis. He even put Amy and him into his coffin, and he wiggled his penis back and forth in her vagina while in the coffin, like a beef slinky. Sonic's penis was so big and long and wide that you could fit families inside of it. If you think you have seen a bigger penis, you have not, because Sonic was in love now. Damn. Jealous. One of the first chapters. No wonder I've forgotten. Keep breathing, Emblem. We're almost there. We're almost through. Amy's vagina was breathing hard and reaching out for Sonic's penis. Whoa. He wants to suck it up. And soon he put it back into her vagina and decided to do a final systems check before taking off into the semen sphere. Fuck's sake. Sonic grabbed his balls and held them back against his body. I guess they were healed after he got revived then. And ran into Amy with his penis, and his penis immediately flooded her vagina with his fresh and creamy s'mores. Even the crunchy parts. Wait, are s'mores crunchy? Isn't it like a marshmallow sandwich? Sonic was in love. Finally. He shot so much semen into Amy that it was coming out her ears. Eventually he took his penis out and shot more out, but like bullets. He even shot one into the sky, and that night someone noticed Venus was about 10 feet to the right of where it should have been. That is because Sonic's semen bullet hit it. Sonic! Screamed Amy. Marry me! How is Amy alive? If his expulsion was powerful enough to move a planet. Oh well. I guess we don't ask those questions. S'mores are yummy. I don't think I've ever had any, but they probably are. I want some. Sonic! Screamed Amy. Marry me! Amy kneeled up from on the ground holding a big ring like the ones she wore and held it in front of her face. Sonic looked at it, smiled, and shoved his show-stopping penis right through the ring and into her mouth. Oh my god, Sonic! Isn't that enough? And she yelled a passionate sound, and Sonic said, I will marry you. Amy drank all of the semen that she could and grew an inch in height from it. Then Amy took out the real ring that she had, and Sonic and Amy put them on so they could get married. You just had sex, screamed Tails. You just became true boyfriend and girlfriend. Congratulations. Congratulations, Sonic and Amy. Wow, said SBO. I thought I was a sex professional. I am seeing true love, shouted Rouge. Everyone laughed and cheered as Sonic and Amy finished doing sex and kissed each other's penises. Each other's penises? And vaginas. Oh wait, okay, all the people. Wait, finished doing sex and kissed each other's penises and vaginas and balls. One more time for good luck. I guess everyone was kissing each other's. Then they put their clothes on that Silver had folded and put in piles for them, because he was just such a really good nice guy.
Hey, shouted Knuckles, thanks, I got my story now.
Knuckles waved a bunch of pictures of Sonic and Amy having sex in the high school garden area, and the... what is this clown? And the article that he just wrote attached to it. Danger on the dance floor, apparently. Mid-boss. Cool, I'm happy I did help you. Oh right, his thing for school. Oh, it's all coming together. What a nice ending. I'll send you the ingredients if you get the P.O. box. Oh, I don't have a P.O. box, unfortunately. It should be easy enough, isn't it? Isn't it just wafers and marshmallows? It should be okay, unless there's like something specific. Said Sonic, winking, still feeling like Super Sex Sonic. Did he? I'm surprised he didn't glow yellow. You missed out on that bit there, writer. A big voice. Who is this? Oh, principal. Yes, that is wonderful, said a big voice from behind them in an important way. Hello, I'm the principal of the high school. Wow, the president? Shouted Sonic. Seeing the principal was like seeing a celebrity because he only came out one day every year. Yes, Sonic, you are the best, said the principal.
Yeah, he is,
said Amy to the principal.
We just had sex right there and he is my true boyfriend now.
The principal laughed and smiled.
Wait just a minute, yelled Sonic to the principal. I may be the best at some things, but everyone here is the best at some things. Amy is the best at being nice and having emotions. Tails is the best at being smart and flying. Shadow is the best at doing crimes and driving and being dark but also being nice. So he is the best at being two things at the same time. Espio is the best at jumping and getting teenage women. Rouge is the best at seducing and being in love and a mum. Oh, you're saying Rouge is a better mum than yours? Knuckles is the best at doing high school while still being a baby, and he was the best at fighting before becoming a baby. Knuckles Jr. is the best at being psychic and being cool while still being a baby. Cream is the best at being happy and kind of smart. Silver is the best at acting and being nice and normal and cool. The lunch lady is the best at making people happy and being strong. The Chinese doctor is the best at medical things and Asian abilities. Sonic's mum is the best at cooking and cleaning. Miss Lesson is the best at teaching and being the nurse. Vector was the best at biting and making people mad. And Charmy was the best at dancing and singing, but now they are dead. I am the best at being fast, being moral, relieving others, and most other things. Yeah, said everyone else together at the same time, patting each other's on the backs and laughing and smiling and cheering because they are all the best in some way. Need graham crackers, chocolate and marshmallows. Or chocolate and marshmallows I can do. I don't know if we have graham crackers. They have to weigh a gram specifically. We'll see. And crackers would be better than wafers anyway. Probably some kind of crackers I could substitute with. I guess that is true, said the principal. I really want to thank you though, Sonic. You really have the best morals. Everyone needs to learn from you about what high school is really all about. It is not just drama and being mean and being crazy and getting mad or sad or making other people mad and sad. High school is about falling in love and getting married, and maybe having kids. Thank you, Sonic, for showing everyone this. Also, Knuckles, I am very impressed with your story, even though you're just a baby, and you passed this year of high school and do not have to go back to the start and pay thousands of dollars in fees and charges. What, you read it already? Knuckles cheered and hurrayed like a baby, and the principal shook Sonic's hand and could not help but look at how big Sonic's penis was, even still when it was not out.
Hey, said Tails to Sonic and everyone. Today was the last day of school. It's summer now. Yeah, cool, great, shouted everyone together at the same time. Good, said the principal to everyone and then to Sonic. Now I can do what I want to do, and that is rename high school in your honor. Oh god. The whole big group of everyone laughed and smiled and walked away toward the sun, ready to go have summer, before they would have to return to the new Sonic High School. The end. Author's note. Wow, I'm so sad but kind of filled with relief that this is the end of Sonic High School. I got sad at the end and I wanted to make sure it came out just right. Oh, it did. I hope you all enjoyed this story as much as it was that I did writing this story. If you have any ideas for another shorter fan fiction you want me to do, send it to me. Send it to me in a message and maybe I can do it in the future. But I need to take a break for now. If you just want to talk, you can send me a message because it will send me an email that you sent me a message. So I will always know where you are. Oh dear. Please tell all your friends about this story and spread it on the internet so everyone reads it and it becomes even more of a world pheromone. Thank you. Well done. I rate it Sonic's balls out of 10. As in, don't read it or it'll turn you to dust. Tell nobody about it. Good. Let us not speak of this experience. Just among us. We're the only ones who know.